Hello, my favorite English language learners. It is your favorite English teacher here, Amy Joy. And today I'm going to share with you the top 5 Christmas movies for understanding American culture and learning English. And if you want to know the most quoted and my personal favorite Christmas movie, then make sure you watch until the very end. Okay, let's talk Christmas movies. Our first movie is It's a Wonderful Life. This movie is a little older, but it's a total classic. In this story, a man named George Bailey wishes he was never born.
What'd you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
But then an angel shows him how the world would be different without him.
Look, who are you?
I told you, George, I'm your guardian angel.
Yeah, I know. You told me that.
You've been given a great gift, George. A chance to see what the world would be like without you.
And the most famous line from this movie is, "Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings."
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
This line basically means whenever you do something good, it will have a good effect on others. This film is very heartwarming and makes you appreciate or feel grateful for the people in your life, which make it a perfect holiday film. Next is another classic, A Christmas Carol. This movie has been made many times in many different ways. There is an old version, an animated version, and even a Muppet version, which Americans really like. These movies are actually based on the story by Charles Dickens, and the story is about a cranky, grumpy old man named Ebenezer Scrooge. Scrooge is obsessed with money, he's very greedy, and he hates Christmas. But on Christmas Eve, he is visited by 3 ghosts. The ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future. And after seeing his whole life play before him, he realizes his love of money has taken away all his love and happiness. Some famous quotes from this film include the phrase, "Bah humbug," which Scrooge says when he's really unhappy about something.
Humbug.
So if you ever hear or see someone saying "bah humbug," you can know that they are annoyed, unhappy, or in a bad mood. Additionally, you might call someone who is grumpy or in a bad mood a Scrooge. You can also use this when someone is being cheap or doesn't want to spend money. So you might tell this negative person, "Stop being such a Scrooge." And lastly, one positive quote from this film is the line said by Tiny Tim, which says, "God bless us, everyone." In this movie, the character Tiny Tim is a sick little boy, yet he remains positive, grateful, and optimistic. So this line shows us that if a person who is going through something difficult can remain happy and grateful, so can we. And a fun fact you actually might not know about me is that I used to take acting classes when I was really little, and I was actually in the play A Christmas Carol at my local theater. So this movie actually holds a special place in my heart, and I love to watch it every Christmas. And before we move on to the next movie, if you are thinking about your New Year's resolution coming up and that you want to improve your English vocabulary, then you might be interested in my ebook, 75 Advanced C1, C2 level words. In this book, I teach you 75 useful advanced words through readings, and I also teach you their collocations and their grammar. So you not only understand these really advanced words, but you can also use them and ultimately level up your English. So after watching this video, go to my website, yourfavoriteenglishteacher.com, and buy my book today to improve your English in 2024. Now, our next movie also has a total Scrooge in it, but it is much more funny and modern. And this movie is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This movie, originally a Dr. Seuss book, has been adapted into several films. It stars the famous comedian Jim Carrey and tells the story of a grumpy creature, the Grinch, who tries to steal Christmas from a village called Whoville. The Grinch steals all their Christmas trees, Christmas decorations, and gifts, but in the end, the Whos celebrate Christmas anyways. This teaches the Grinch the true spirit of Christmas, and in the end, he celebrates Christmas with the Who's and becomes happy. And the Grinch is a super iconic character in American culture. I often see people dressed up in Grinch costumes around Christmas time, and you can even see this holiday sweater that says Merry Grinchmas instead of Merry Christmas. So now you can understand this very American reference. Okay, and another hilarious Christmas movie is Home Alone. There are actually 6 Home Alone movies, but the first 2 starring Macaulay Culkin are the most famous and the best ones. These movies are about a young boy named Kevin who accidentally gets left home alone during Christmas. And while he is home alone, 2 burglars or thieves come to his house, and he thinks of many creative and hysterical ways of protecting himself and his home. And the most famous quote from this movie is, "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal," which is actually said in a fake movie within this movie.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
And this line is now used as a funny Christmas greeting, and you can also see it on holiday sweaters, mugs, and other Christmas decorations. And the scene where Kevin puts his hands on his face and screams, "Ah!" is referenced a lot. So now you know where this movie reference comes from. Okay, and lastly, the most quoted Christmas movie and my personal favorite has to be Elf. This film stars comedian Will Ferrell, who plays Buddy the Elf. He is a human who accidentally got left in the North Pole as a baby and then was raised by Santa and his elves to become an elf. Growing up, he realizes he is a little bit different from the other elves, and when he is older, he discovers he is actually human. So he goes on a journey to New York City to find his real father and experience the human world. One hilarious scene from this movie is when Buddy is in New York City and he walks into a very average-looking coffee shop. But this coffee shop is advertised as the world's best coffee. And so when Buddy sees this, he exclaims,
"You did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. Great job, everybody. It's great to meet you."
And this scene is just so funny because it really shows how naive and innocent Buddy is. Another funny scene is when the mall has an event where a person dressed up as Santa will come and visit the little kids. So the manager makes an announcement to everyone saying that Santa is coming to visit, and Buddy doesn't realize that it's not the Santa he knows from the North Pole, but rather just a person dressed up as Santa.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him. I know him.
He'll be here to take pictures with all the children.
Yeah.
And out of all of the movies on this list, this film is definitely the most quoted. So some other funny quotes you might hear or see people reference include,
"Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad."
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal.
and this line is said by a cute little Mr. Narwhal, who is Buddy's North Pole friend. And in another scene, Buddy feels discouraged because he is not making toys fast enough, and so he calls himself a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Why don't you just say it? I'm the worst toy maker in the world. I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
No, buddy, you're not a cotton-headed ninny muggins. We all just have different talents, that's all.
Seems like everyone else has the same talents except for me.
Now, none of these words actually mean anything, but based on the context, we can tell that a cotton-headed ninny muggins is a really bad curse word in the North Pole. But again, it actually sounds really cute and innocent, which makes it really funny. Another famous quote is, "Ow, son of a nutcracker."
Ow! Son of a nutcracker!
And in English, when we are really mad, we might say, son of a B word. I won't cuss here, but that's a common phrase if you're really upset. And instead of the B word, Buddy replaces this with a common Christmas decor item, which is a nutcracker. Another famous quote is, "I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite."
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Make work your favorite.
And so just say someone notices you smiling and they say, "Why are you smiling?" You can say, "Smiling's my favorite." And that would be a reference to this movie. And then one last positive line that gets repeated throughout the film is, "The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear."
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Thanks, but I don't sing.
Overall, this movie is great for both kids and adults, and it makes me laugh every single time, no matter how many times I watch it. So I highly recommend you watch it too, and I hope you like it. So there you have it, 5 super famous Christmas movies to better understand American culture and learn English. Let me know if you have seen any of these films and which one is your favorite. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can keep improving your English with me. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and I will see you next time. Bye!